for a while. My friends were like, no, it's too personal. Wait till you get bigger. But shit, I could do it now, and maybe this will make me big.
Shit, maybe because it's illegal there, Bree. Maybe because what you're doing is maybe just a little bit immoral. Wow. In this video, we are going to venture into the dark, seedy world of stealing people's identities and scamming people for money, which for some reason is seen as a feminist idea that's being promoted and heavily advertised with YouTube. Yeah, from what I've seen, I am very, very disturbed at the content that's available for everyone, including children, on this platform. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because, as you've probably known, we've had a very tumultuous relationship with YouTube. I remember getting demonetized before anyone even knowing what demonetized was, just simply losing the green symbol, not even having a yellow one, and then having the yellow one before anyone even knew what the yellow symbol was. And I could get into countless numbers of detailed accounts of us just getting screwed over, censored, downranked in the algorithm, and just purely treated unfairly by YouTube. All of the videos that we release automatically get put for review, majority of which get confirmed for some reason. Now, of course, we talk about some topics that may not be advertiser friendly, which we totally understand. But we have other videos that literally talk about happy, uplifting, positive news that are completely deranked, not only in the algorithm, but confirmed by manual review. YouTube had someone sit through that particular video talking about the best, happiest, most amazing, wonderful things that happened and say, confirmed, demonetized. But this video that we're about to watch, fully monetized with a minute non-skippable advertisement, as well as a merchandise agreement with Teesprings that is titled Scamming Sugar Daddies for Money Story Time. But before we begin, I sincerely want to thank everyone who watches the videos, who likes the videos, who shares the videos, and of course engages in the conversation and still somehow is able to see them. As Rob on Twitter says, dude, I watch your videos all the time and I'm subscribed, but the past 2 to 3 weeks I get 0 showing up in my feed. Horse doo-doo from YouTube. So for the individuals especially seeking us out, going to our YouTube channel, even better, going to our website, wearechange.org, and subscribing on our email list, which the link is in the description below. Sincerely, thank you from the bottom of my heart for still being here, because if it wasn't for you, we would not exist. So even though for some people subscribing and clicking the notification button just doesn't matter, it does at the end of the day matter to us, and I thank all those individuals who do that. Now, the first video that I wanted to get into is by a content creator that is calling herself Bree V. Avich Lee, and she describes herself as a LA princess and a gay icon, and guess what? She's also famous, guys. And it's this content creator that... Oh, lordy. Already foul language used here, which is a big no-no for everyone else on YouTube, but somehow this content creator is still fully monetized with non-skippable advertisements, and her video is #1 when it comes to the slurry of videos, with women describing how to make money fast through, of course, sugar daddy websites. Now, if you don't know what sugar daddy websites, they're... I can't even say the words because I'm going to get punished by YouTube, but essentially it's where older, more affluent males who have more pesos or dineros give them to ladies that are younger for services. That's the family-friendly version of what essentially happens on these kind of sugar daddy websites. And surprisingly, there's a whole industry giving not only tips and pointers, but advice on how to steal people's identities, to pretend someone you're not, to scam individuals, to lie to them, pretty much identity fraud, you know, be dishonest, immoral, and take money from lonely, sad, pathetic guys that get scammed by these individuals. Now who's culpable and who's responsible and who's really guilty, we're going to get into in a little bit, but you're going to find some surprising details that I didn't even know about that show how not only YouTube is capable here, but also how the website Seeking Arrangements itself is capable here and a part of the scams and lies that are just admitted here by creators like Bree here. Now,
Bree, and I have a story for you. Story that my friends told me not to do. I've been thinking about doing this story for a while. My friends were like, no, it's too personal. Wait till you get bigger. But shit, I could do it now and maybe this will make me big.
Shit, maybe because it's illegal there, Bree. Maybe because what you're doing is maybe just a little bit immoral. Maybe what you're doing is just completely wrong. Maybe that's why your friends, which you should have listened to, told you not to do this.
How I catfished and the years that I catfished for money.
Yay, money! Money's great! Doesn't matter how much pain and suffering or just scams or just lies or just immoral things you do, you got money! What the freak is wrong with these people? Like, why? Like, how? Now, the one thing that kind of struck me was the kind of enthusiasm and happiness when it came to how much money this person made and how that somehow is justifiable and somehow like a hook point to grab in other viewers. Like, hey, you guys could also make some money by doing things that are really wrong.
You know what I was going through with my aunt? Like, we were definitely having a power struggle during that time. She was still paying my phone bill. She was doing, like, a lot of stuff. And she wanted me to start helping. And I didn't understand why she wanted my help.
What? What?
Why she wanted me to take my money and pay bills with it. Like, I should be taking my money and, like, looking good and getting designer.
What? What? I don't gotta pay my bills. I gotta look good, and my family's gonna pay for me. How old are you, Bree? Bree, how old are you? This is a grown woman hiding her birthday. Women have a complex about these things, but
during that time in my life, I just wanted to clout chase. Like, I just wanted to party. I just wanted to be a socialite. So...
okay, so you and your aunt are having problems because you expect your aunt to pay for everything for you, and when she doesn't, you fight with her because you want to chase clout, fame, popularity, which YouTube is very happy to give you here, and also monetize your channel.
Like, when I started beefing with my aunt about, like, paying for things like toilet paper or, like, dropping on the Wi-Fi bill, when we started to argue about stuff like that, you know, a person with common sense will go get a job, but I didn't...
Yeah, a person with common sense would get a job. But what did you do there, Bree? Toilet paper? You're arguing over toilet paper with your grown aunt who's paying for you as a grown adult. And you're having a fight with your aunt because you don't want to pay for the toilet paper that you use on your buttocks there, woman.
Say that my experience on Seeking Arrangement as myself versus when I was catfishing, it got to do with this.
Are you sure about that? Or maybe it's your attitude, or maybe it's your personality, maybe it's your vibe and energy that only cares about money and partying and clout chasing, instead of having a job to pay for toilet paper, which you argue and fight your aunt over. What do you think? Because as a gentleman, yeah, honestly, looks do have something to do if you like someone or if you don't like someone, but your attitude and temperament matter a lot, too.
Then, if I made a profile as a white girl, and me being a crazy ass, she got out I distinctly remember this day. I said that, she got out of the car, and it was like a legitimate light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, no, like, you really should do that.
So, me being a crazy ass, ding.
I found the perfect girl. Okay, this was my first catfish page where I made the most money off this bitch.
You steal her identity. You steal her likeness. You potentially put her in harm's way, and then you're like, this bee.
She also posted like thirst traps, and she posted like regular pictures, like just regular pictures of like her going on a hike. So she had like the perfect balance I needed to catfish because she had like thirst traps with her face cut out.
Now, if you're not hip to the lingo, if you don't know what a thirst trap is, it is, quote, a sexy photograph or flirty message posted on social media for the intent of causing others to publicly profess their attraction. This is done not to actually respond or satisfy any of this attraction, but to feed the poster's ego or need for attention at the expense of the time, reputation, and sexual frustration of those who view this image or reply. This video is going to get demonetized.
So I took this girl and I chose different pictures of her doing different things. I never used...
So again, what this girl does is essentially just give you the full recipe, the full breakdown, the full IKEA instruction manual on how to do this step by step by step. And yeah, it's pretty eye-opening to say the least, but disturbing.
I had like catfish profiles in like multiple different locations. Like I had one girl in the South, one girl in Ohio, you know what I'm saying? But my main primary money maker, she was in LA, she was from Colorado, she moved here. Like she had a life that made sense. So
a cross-country catfishing scamming operation that made her untold amounts of money.
I just wanted you to do weird, like, self-degrading stuff. It seemed like as a black girl or as a white girl, none of those guys really wanted, like, a real mutually beneficial relationship. None of them really wanted that. They were, like, either crazy or lonely.
Yeah. What do you think? You're on a website that's called Seeking Arrangements. The website advertises itself as no strings attached. And then she goes on to describe just the kind of sick nature of some individuals that she had to deal with. And yeah, there's probably a big portion of individuals that are at least perturbed to be using it, to say the least. The way that she thinks of these kind of men is also very interesting. Again, she goes to describe them as prey.
I was not struggling. Like I had a car, I had my own phone, and I was going out and I was doing what I wanted to do. I was doing the thing, you know. I was like serving looks. Every time I went out, I had a new outfit. I was buying drinks for everybody. I was really like, I was that girl for a bit.
You were being unwise with your money and you blew through it right away by buying things just for a status symbol.
Because you gotta understand, I was finessing so many guys that did not want a phone call. They did not want to FaceTime. They didn't want any of that. And I started to just only come across guys that wanted phone calls, that wanted FaceTimes. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing I know, I end up on the phone with somebody listening to him talk about his divorce and his kids and why he needs a...
Yeah. What do you think was going to happen? She talks about scamming countless numbers of guys and then people finding out that she's a scammer. So she creates new identities. And even people find out about those identities. So now we have an untold number of identity theft victims. And of course, sad, lonely, weird dudes.
And I did this for years. Like, okay, so it got to the point, I feel like just a lot of people started to report my account.
Yeah, because you're scamming people for years. Dozens of guys, cross-country operation, and you're like, oh man, I can't believe people are finding out that I'm not who I say I am. You know, gee whiz, who would have thunk it? They're really... Oh god, let's go. Let's keep it going.
I would block their number, but I wasn't smooth enough to like go back and block their profile. I mean, probably the ones that were more connected to me, I blocked them. My account got reported, but let me tell you about Seeking Arrangement. Even though my account got reported and suspended, I can still log into that bitch and they'll let me use it again, but I would have to pay.
Wow. Holy cow. Seeking Arrangements has some serious questions to answer here. Not only about their kind of just practice in general, but as Bree explains here, she was reported by a number of individuals as a scam. And what Seeking Arrangements wants to do when they have a reported scam artist, which they could see on their records is just scamming people for years, has the same account from the same IP all across the country. What does Seeking Arrangements do? They ask her to pay for a premium profile so they could get a cut of the money that she's getting. Look what she says.
So they didn't even really care that I was catfishing. They were just like, okay, so you're gonna have to give us a cut and pay for a monthly membership. I wasn't willing to do that.
Wow.
I made another girl.
Wow! Holy cow! With the same IP address. I bet this doesn't have it on their how it works section here. But essentially, Seeking Arrangements is aiding and abetting in this kind of identity theft and scam here.
That girl bought me a car. That girl helped me gain my independence. And that girl gave me a consistent cash flow. Now, what I will say is that...
Wow. Okay. So she gained her independence. Is this what we're calling independence now? Like having to talk to really weird guys pretending you're somebody else, stealing someone's identity. Is that what independence really looks like? I mean, the amount of money she got here, it was pretty significant. I mean, she's talking about new cars. She's talking about doing this for years. I mean, this was a pretty significant scam here.
Boyfriend had a boyfriend at the time, and he just didn't understand the whole thing. Like, he was just like, why are you trying to finesse these old people for money? And then I will come with like this like feminist empowered rant about how like if they think that they're gonna do some sick stuff, they deserve to be catfished. And
What? How is this any? How is this feminism? What kind of boyfriend do you also have that's like, yeah, honey, yeah, go ahead, yeah, go talk in this adult nature to all these like weird, creepy dudes, and then this is somehow a twisted, perverted version of women's liberation, of women's rights, of feminism. I'm sorry, but I actually looked up feminism, and I didn't really see any reference to this kind of practice here.
like, I finessed so many lonely men who really wanted a companion and who really thought that I was gonna come out of money. And I didn't even have bills yet. Like, if I was doing it now to keep a roof over my head and keep my Wi-Fi, keep my AC, like, if I was doing it now, it would make sense. But
What? How do you even explain all this? You're literally preying on pathetic, sad, lonely guys. I mean, and you're like gleeful, happy about it. You're proud of it. And just doing it just because you wanted to.
Interesting. Like, it's crazy how I finessed and I got what I wanted, but I lost it all.
Yeah, no wonder you lost it all, Bree. You were spending it on drinks and clothes.
Where's your girl? Get those fingers moving and share your emotional trauma in the comments below.
Hold on. She's the victim. She's the victim. She has emotional trauma because of this. So yeah, as I just taught you how to, have your own kind of emotional trauma, how to do this step by step, you should definitely consider clicking that like button for this immoral behavior. Hey, if you're disturbed, subscribe. Click the notification button even. In our next video, we're going to teach you how to prey on more lonely, poor, pathetic victims in elderly homes. Yes, elderly homes. Hell, why not set up a whole racketeering scam operation against the old? We'll do it all here on Bree's channel. Why not? So stay tuned. Watch out, cancer victims. I'm after you next, you pathetic fools. Wow, now, personally, this is a little shocking and disturbing to watch, and I don't know if I'm just overreacting. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment section below, but I just kind of wanted to point out that we shouldn't be mad at this content creator, Bree, who's actually being very, very honest and open about what's really happening here, but we should kind of take a look at the larger institutions of YouTube, and especially seeking arrangements for allowing this kind of behavior and also having very questionable business practices that seem to encourage this. And I just wanted to say I don't want this content creator to be punished or even demonetized. I do, in one point, do believe that this content should be age restricted. If I had children, I definitely wouldn't want them watching a step-by-step guide on how to kind of enter this world. It is something that, in my opinion, is very immoral, something that is very wrong, that sadly is being encouraged in the comment section, and there's an incredible amount of these videos on this platform that are just as disturbing, if not more disturbing than, of course, the #1 video selected for it that has thousands and thousands and thousands of views, and somehow this is okay, promoted by the YouTube algorithm, and essentially encouraged. Now, personally on YouTube, I do believe that advertisers should have the ability that content creators have. As a content creator, I could select what companies I don't want advertising on my YouTube channel through my AdSense. I selected the U.S. military, Monsanto, a lot of GMO food, a lot of politicians I disagree with because it doesn't make sense for them to advertise on my type of content. Advertisers should be allowed to have the same amount of rights, and if some advertisers choose to associate themselves with content that Bree makes, they should be perfectly allowed to do so. So demonetization and punishing this content creator is not the answer. She was extremely honest in what she did, which personally I see as wrong morally, but we wouldn't know anything about it or about this entire situation if she wasn't just upfront and totally honest. And I would ask, even the people who watch this video, not to bring this content creator any hate or negativity, and not to focus any kind of blame or anger towards her, because I don't think it's deserve. I think knowing about the situation, having an honest conversation is the first step. I would also blame the education system in this country, which is more of an indoctrination system, as well as the bankster corporate system that created an unfair economic system in this world, especially the U.S. Federal Reserve. But those are other topics that, of course, we go into long formats on this particular YouTube channel to discuss. So yeah, content like this, approved, promoted. Content talking about happy, positive news stories, demoted, confirmed by manual review. There's something a little bit wrong here. What do you think? Or am I just over-exaggerating? Let me know in the comment section below. And once again, thank you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to title this the same title that Bree had, and I'm going to post an update on my Twitter account, twitter.com/LukeWeAreChange. The link will be in the description to see if this video will actually be monetized or not. To check in if we get hit. Meanwhile, this video is fully monetized with the same exact title, with the same exact text. We'll see and let you know on Twitter. The link will be down below. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.